there's intrinsic value in who you are, which is crazy to think about. Like the way that I was brought up has value in it somehow. Like, and somebody wants to hear my perspective. That's a mind-blowing thought. Like the first 2 years that you break into the industry, you're trying to like conform to how you see other people. But then you start to realize, wait, they don't want me to be like them. Like they want me to be me.
Welcome to the Let's Excel show, a platform for our people where we strive to excel. I'm your host, Excel Lopez. I'm here with my main man, Vic, right here, special guest.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yo, thanks for pulling up on us, yo.
Bro.
Appreciate you. Damn. Bro, talk to me, bro. You out here like, pulled up. Yo, I got you by the good graces of God.
Yeah, bro. Thankfully for real.
Right? Yo, for real. Yo, you out here like coming from Rhode Island and stuff. And Yo, this shit happened like a lo loco, bro.
A lo fucking, bro.
Right? He was like, yo, what's up? He was like, yo, man, remember I said I was doing that? Yeah. He was like, I could pull up to that. I go, you should.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, he goes, yo, let's talk our shit. Let's talk about our dope shit, man. Again,
man.
Pleasure having you here, bro.
Of course, bro. Thanks for having us. It's an honor. Thank you.
Nah, absolutely, man. So how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, bro. Good Sunday. Nice weather outside. Bro.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in the parks.
Right, we need that. Cause we grew up in the parks, right?
Exactly.
the parks made us.
Exactly. Turn the consoles off and go outside.
Yo, get the fuck out, right? Yo, cheers to that, brother. Cheers to
bro.
that.
Cheers.
Yo, man. So talk about your where you from? Where you from New York, man? Cause you from out here.
I was actually born in the Heights. So
okay, nice.
168. You know.
Okay, shout out to the Heights.
Yeah, lived in 164 for most of my life, I keep saying that. I keep forgetting I'm 30, bro. Now it's like a third of my life.
That was like a 10.
Yeah, like 10. Yeah. But yeah, 164 in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom's moved out to Rhode Island shortly after that. So I did middle school and high school and college actually in Rhode Island. So
okay, dope. I ain't know about that shit.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what's up. And how you feel about New York? Like it's still in your blood, right?
I miss it, bro. Yo, for some reason, I feel like when I'm driving over here, as soon as like the last exit of Connecticut happens, and then I go into New York, I can smell the difference. And it's not like a shitty like smell. It's like fresh air. Okay? You know what I mean? Like I'm breathing it. Like I fill my lungs with it. I'm like,
that should feel like home cooking.
Yeah, it feels like home. It always does. It never fails. Every time I'm here, I'm like, damn, man, I wish I could like come back. Which maybe soon come.
Hopefully, man. Anytime I see you, bro, it's always been a pleasure like being around you. Your energy's fucking phenomenal, bro.
Great vibes all around.
All the fucking around. Like good day. Hey. Because that's where I met you at though. Congrats to Los and stuff. That's how we met out here for the wedding.
Congrats to them, yo. Congrats to Rumi.
Yeah, congrats to the baby.
The baby. It's a girl.
It's a girl.
It's a girl Friday. So shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Might have to clip this out and send it to them to show them, you know.
Hell yeah, there you go. Facts. Look at that shit. We appreciate you. We acknowledge your excellence. Your excellence made this. Thank you. You're welcome.
You.
All that bullshit.
You're welcome in advance.
All that shit. Yo, man. So talk to me about your upbringing, like because you were talking about how you got into your space in your occupation. Like, it's also a happenstance.
Yeah. So I mean, I've always been like, if honestly, it kind of started with like me being a sneakerhead. I've always been a sneakerhead, and I have probably got too many shoes right now. But
what size you wear?
My size.
Yo, okay, like I'm safe. I'm safe to say that. Yeah, I'm safe. But in New York, you hear that run.
Yeah, I'm my size. I'm going to
go. Matter of fact, you told me all camera.
Nah, but that's how it started, really. And then once I got into college, I sort of did like this process of elimination, where like I didn't want to be an engineer because I didn't like chemistry at all. I was good at math, but not chemistry. Then I just did like I went into the College of Business. I was like, my mom, my pop's always been in business. They like money. I'm probably be good at this. So, and then I just eliminated accounting because it's the number one suicide job in the world.
Ooh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the statistics.
It's crazy.
Guys, so check that mental health, guys. This is a good vibe section only. That's why we're teaching you guys.
Then it was supply chain. I was like, I don't want to be behind closed doors my whole life. And then entrepreneur. I was like, so then the only thing left was marketing. So I went into marketing, and in one of my classes, we started studying Harvard Business School case studies, and that's when I really started to connect the dots. Like, wait, my whole life has been sort of, kind of guided by this brand, which was Nike. It was like it pushed me to do the things that I wanted to do, sort of like unbeknownst to myself. You know what I mean? Like, it was like in the back burner, but I never really realized it. And it was because of the advertising. Advertising really drove, and it does really drive a lot of like how we as humans go about life and the choices that we make and the things that we do. A lot of times even subconsciously, but that's the whole point of it. That's good advertising. That's when it works, is when you don't even notice it. Bad advertising is like, this is annoying. You know what I mean?
I hear it.
So good advertising is like when it has an effect on you, even if it's just awareness, if it's driving you to go buy something or not. Like, and that's how it started. It was Is It the Shoes campaign with Michael Jordan. I still remember. And Spike Lee. And I was like, man, those things are cool, bro. And like Derek Jeter, one thing led to another, and it drove me through the path that I took, which was basketball, like, being an athlete. And yeah, man, I got to college. Crazy story is, this is where it gets crazy, right?
This is where it gets
last year college, last month before I graduate, I'm talking about like April, May. It was May. It was like May, like the beginning of May. This lady comes into my marketing class and she gives this presentation, and she's like, "Oh, she was an account services person, but she worked at an ad agency." And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" What I didn't realize is that, like, and what most people don't realize is, like, the ads that we watch in between the things that we watch, like in between the shows or the basketball games, are made by somebody. Somebody has to sit at a table and like think about an idea that is gonna fulfill a business need that a client has. Like, for my whole life, I always thought it was just like it's like passive. Again, it's like something you don't even think about. Like, and she basically came into that class and she was like, "Yeah, like, this is what I do. I'm the person between the client and the creatives, and somebody gets paid to, like, literally, bro, like, spin in a chair and like look at the sky and think of ideas." Yeah. I'm not even joking, bro. Like, there's like bean bags and like you take naps and like all of that, bro. It's
needs
like,
that. We were just talking about naps.
Yeah, bro. It's like whatever fulfills, whatever makes your like that thing go in your brain. That's what you do. Like, go do it. Like, I remember in ad school, which I'll get to in a little bit. Actually, in ad school, I remember I used to dribble a basketball around, like literally, like all day. I was known for that. I was high all the time, but I was dribbling a basketball. Like,
but you were locked in, though, right?
Bro, it just made me go. Like, hearing like the ball, just like being able to bounce a ball and like think about things. It just made me come up with things for like all types of different things. Like, and that's really what drove me. So
no, that's dope. Like as athletes, I'm the same. Like, when I hear dribbling and the sneakers squeaking on a basketball court, it just does like something. It does something. I'm like, somebody's cutting crazy, somebody's struggling on defense, can't get in front of somebody. Yeah, I hear that. Like, everything's all that, like it's like hypnotic kind of, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So then like, how did you come up with your first ad then? Like, what was your first ad that you...
So this is funny, right? So I was, so I'll backtrack a little bit. So, right, the lady, to continue the story, the lady told me about this, and I knew that she was coming, so I had my resume printed out, like to give it to her immediately. I don't know for what. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know.
I want to shake your hand.
Bro, facts.
That's a shakeable hand moment right there.
I gave her my resume, and I said like a joke. I was like, if your windshield wipers aren't working, just like wipe your thing with it. And maybe you see something interesting, and then like, oh, let me call this guy that like gave me his resume. I was like, whatever. I went into the. They gave me an internship like 2 months later. This is after I graduated. 2 months later, they gave me an internship, and I remember meeting my first mentor ever. He was his name is Alec Beckett. Shout out to you.
Shout out.
And I remember thinking like I used to wear a button up because I was an account person. So I would deal with the clients and like deal with numbers and like hand briefs to the creatives, right? And I was like, wait, why am I in a tie and a bow? I used to wear bow ties. I'm like, why am I in a bow tie? And this guy's just like taking naps on a couch. Like,
He's
I want
kicking
this guy's
it.
job. Yeah, like he was like chilling like in jeans. Like he would take his shoes off and walk around barefoot like in the office. Sometimes I was like, what type of
And I'm this
environment is
uptight
it? Yeah,
asshole
like,
on my end.
I gotta sit up straight, like typing a cute, like nah, I want his job.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to be him.
yeah. So, you know, I basically asked him. I was like, "Yo, how do I get your job? Like, how do I do it?" And he was like, "To be honest, like, there's almost like no way of doing it unless you go back to school." And that's what said. Like, I think he thought he was gonna tell me that, and I was gonna be like, "Oh man, I just got out of school, so I'm not." Bro, 2 months later, I was in Miami. I was in school again because I've always been the type to like get the things I want, right? So like. And that's important. Like, never give up or never think that you can't go do something that you want to do. Like, literally, like, the world is your effing oyster, bro. Like, always just go at it. And so he told me that, and I was like, I bet. So I guess I got to go back to school. 2 months later, I was in Miami in Miami ad school. And that's where I spent 2 years it's a 2-year program, but I was doing it part-time because I had to work full-time. It's really expensive. Like, it's not, that's one of the things I'm grateful for having the blessing of. Like, not everyone has the opportunity to be able to just go to ad school and spend another $40,000 on, you know, additional education type, you know what I mean? So I went to ad school. I spent 2 years there actually taking the classes, and then part of the program is that 1 year you take internships, like real world learning type of thing. So that's what brought me back to New York, and I worked at TBWA, which is a huge agency worldwide. They handle a lot of like Nissan, like a lot of big accounts like that. And then after TBWA, I went to Ogilvy, which is another huge. They handle like Bank of America, Citizens Bank. And so now back to your question, my first ad that I ever wrote was a radio spot for Citizens Bank, and it was a HELOC. Like, it was like, I guess it's like a loan that you could take out like to refinance your home, and then I remember, like, I'm not even joking, bro. I was sitting in a chair, and I'm like, man, how do I spin this to make it sound like cool? Like, and I was like, HELOC. Wait, that kind of sounds like a superhero, like HELOC, right? So I turned it into a superhero spot, and it was like, you know, this was a superhero that could get you the new bathroom you want. If you refinance your home, you get your cash, and then you redo your bathroom type shit, right?
HELOC did that for you.
HELOC did that for you. HELOC did that for you. And I was shocked. Like, there's like a lot of levels to creatives. So officially, like, my title is a copywriter.
Okay.
And there's a lot of, like, you know, senior copywriter, mid-level, your junior copywriter or intern. When I passed it up the chain and it sold, like, on the first time them reading it. It wasn't even like, oh, we have these edits or this or this or that, like, change this, or like, you sounded too corny. Like, it was just like, yo, this is great. This
is lit, right?
Yeah. And then I had to sit in and hear them record it. I remember, like, being nervous, bro. I was on the phone, not even talking. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I was just on the phone, like, hearing the person record the ad that I wrote, and I was shaking, bro. I was more nervous than when I presented it. Like, it was nuts, bro. And they told, like, the first time that I realized the power that I have was when the creative looked at me and he was like, "Is this how it's supposed to sound? Like, you like what you're hearing?" And I was like,
what?
I didn't know I could say yes or no. Like, you know what I mean? I know I had, but that's when I really realized it. Like, as a copywriter, and even just as a marketer, period, right? Like copywriters I don't ever worry about the visuals. I'm the writer and I have an art director that always worries about the visual, or a designer, right? But as a creative, you have the ability to literally shape what's in the media, bro. Like, and that's what's crazy. That's why it's important for people like us to get into these type of jobs, because we shouldn't have people that aren't like us and who don't look at like us, or who don't understand this lifestyle, or like how we live, or like at the park, like influencing us. We know how to talk our language. They have to learn how to talk our language.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so, especially like being Dominican, like I had the ability, like thank God for my moms and my pops, like they made me learn Spanish the hard way. It was like, nah, you're not gonna be an idiot. Like, and now I get paid more for doing what I do in 2 languages as opposed to 1. You know what I'm saying? Like I have more value than a person who might have gone to school twice as long just because I could speak to 2 different audiences as opposed to 1. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was my first ad. That's the things that influenced me though.
That's awesome, because I was gonna follow up with a question about that creative process, about when you got asked, hey, does this sound good?
Yeah.
Like, does it sound like it's your vision?
Exactly, yeah.
I wanted to learn that.
Yeah.
And like, did you have to go back and forth a little more? Did you have to like, how did it sound that first time? Did it really like please you that moment?
I think I was afraid, so I was just like, "Yeah, it sound good." Like
you just let it rock, right?
Yeah, I was scared. I was shitting my pants, but you know, as time goes on and as you do more and more things, like you know, you write scripts for TV ads or even just manifestos that stay internal for the most part, but you hear them and then you kind of want it to be said in a different voice or with a different inflection, or like there has to be more emphasis on this part. Like, so, you know, you kind of give that sort of input and they do what they can to please you. It's crazy, bro. Like it's a crazy job, bro. Like I'm telling you, it's not something that like that you would think, again, is not anything that anyone tells you can do when you're in high school. Like I've always been like a poet. Like I've always written and like, and I like telling stories. I like making stories from scratch. Like just like I see that blue jersey and then like some, like in my mind, I could like think of 1,000 different things that like stem from that, right? Or even how you got it.
Greatness, right? Greatness. Greatness. Yeah. It's New York. You better don't say anything else, motherfucker. Yeah. There you go. No, but I love that shit. No, like your thought process just goes wild, and your creative like art form.
Right,
like,
right. And the thing that drives it a lot, I think, is how we come up, how we're brought up, which is, again, they have to learn to speak our language. I was brought up, I didn't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like I was brought up this way. Like I had to shoot hoops in a crate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like I know that they have to go see that in a YouTube video to be like, wait, people do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's really, I think that's one of the biggest things I learned being in the industry, is that like there's intrinsic value in who you are, which is crazy to think about. Like the way that I was brought up has value in it somehow. Like, and somebody wants to hear my perspective. That's a mind-blowing thought. Like the first 2 years that you break into the industry, you're trying to like conform to how you see other people. But then you start to realize, wait, they don't want me to be like them. Like they want me to be me. You know what I'm saying? Like they want me to talk the Spanish that I talk. They don't want me to talk European Spanish, or like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like they want you to say coño and like things like that. I remember one of the biggest things I saw that made me realize that was I was driving through Boston one day and I saw an ad campaign and I was like, whoever wrote that is clearly Dominican, bro. Like, they have to be Dominican. It was like some slang. I can't even remember what it said, but I remember looking at it. I was
it must have said de lo mío.
But I felt proud, bro. I was like, wow, that's wavy. Like, I want to be that much of myself when I write something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So It's really dope in that sense. You get to be yourself and be expressive.
No, the individuality of things is what makes us you.
Exactly.
Like, it makes us.
Exactly.
And you can't take that away from somebody just to conform to like the norms around you. Cause that's the kind of like is like I don't even want to sound like I'm here like trying to like small time people, but like, you know, fucking like the little small like the aspect, what's the one I'm looking at? Like the small thought process, like the little picture instead of big picture. Because, you know, you have a thought process that's vast.
Exactly.
You know, you don't just see one lane. You say, why not create a lane this way? Why there's so many lanes this way? Why am I just gonna stay?
Paths,
yeah. So that shit is dope that you like you thinking about that shit, and I lost my train of thought, but it's fucking like it's still dope as shit though.
Yeah.
But in regards to so what kind of stuff have you used in like the Spanish culture that you used in the marketing field, in the ad field?
So I have what's called kitchen Spanish. That's how we talk to our moms. Like that's, you know, I can write proper, but when I write things in Spanish, I try to make it sound the way that we would speak to our parents or even to our aunts. You know what I mean? Like, the agency has seen a difference. It's crazy. Like there's been times when like I've written something and they want a second opinion type. So like they'll send it to like a translation company. The translation company will send it back. And I'm like, I would never say that to my mom. Like I would never, people who hear this are not going to understand this. Like, because I'm from the inner city. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know how we talk and like, I know. So, what they've done is they've tested it. Like they put out both versions and my version always wins, bro. It's crazy. Like, I do not miss, bro. Like when it comes to, so like, I think that's, again, like going back to what I was saying earlier, is like how we learn and how we do things is, there's value in it. And, you know, I think the things that I've taken from my upbringing and put it out into the world is that, like, how I was taught to speak Spanish, respectfully, obviously, but at the same time in a way that you can understand it. My mom's gonna understand it. Like I probably got like 30 aunts. I don't even know, but maybe like 2 of them went to college. So you got to think about it from that perspective. Is that like most people who are where we are, like I'm first generation. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the first one in my family to go to college, and it's not a knock on anybody because they have their reasons. But if you're putting stuff out there, it should be understood. It should be able to be understood. You know what I mean? Like legible to the people that are hearing it and are taking in that message. And a lot of times it has to do with like, you know, government messages or like, you know, hospitals or banks. And if that information never gets through, then you're doing a disservice to everyone out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's no pressure, big responsibility though.
No, seriously, because you're not getting the point across for the client, and then you're not doing anything
and I'm not helping my people
for your people as well. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, and a lot of times it's like it's things that do help. It's like, yo, look, you can go get these loans, or like, yo, there's financing for this or that, or yo, the hospital's open again. Like I remember I did a campaign for the state saying like when COVID was over, saying like, hey, we're taking appointments, like please come back into the hospital, like we're willing to see you guys. And again, if that message never gets out, it's like it's a big weight. Maybe I just put it on myself that much, but like I take pride and like I find it to be important. It's an important job, you know.
No, for sure, because you're providing a service not for yourself that you're getting paid. You feel like you're informing people. Mm-hmm. You're trying to get the word out to try to make things better for them. So I know how you feel for that pressure and stuff. Because I want this to be informative. I want this to be fun. Yeah. Obviously, this is fun. This is dope. I'm chopping it up with my boy and shit. But I hope they get something out of this. Right. You know, it's not. I want people to laugh. I want people to think. Yeah. I want people to learn.
Yeah, no, facts. And I think if there's one thing that that whoever is listening out there, what I wish that they would get out of it is that you can do something that doesn't strip you of yourself. I think there's a lot of times we make the mistake of getting a job, a 9 to 5, and just like making it passive and like separating work from personal life. And there are jobs that allow you to be yourself, like whether you're recording, like, you know, making films or audio engineering, or, you know, there's things like that that allow you to be creative and be expressive in ways that bring out the things that you've been learning your whole life, you know. And so you don't have to trade that in order to make a living. I like to say that marketing or advertising specifically is like the rock and roll of business. Like there's like they have award shows for advertising. Yeah. Like, yo, I'm telling you, bro. Like, and a lot of people don't know about it, but like, look it up. Cannes Lions. If you win a Cannes Lion, like, you have people calling you. Like, I have friends who have won enough Cannes Lions that a brand won't sign with that agency unless the agency has them in their payroll. Like, it's like that. Like, bro, you get like signing bonus. You get treated like an athlete, bro. Like, I'm telling you,
you get an NIL.
Get signing bonuses. Like, it's crazy. Like, you write an ad and like, let's say you write an ad and like, it starts off where like, you know what, we're in the desert somewhere. Guess what? They got to shoot that in the desert. And guess who's going to the desert to make sure that it's recorded in your vision? You are.
Bang.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you get to travel. You get expenses paid. It's fun, bro. Like,
talk about all the awesomeness.
A lot of alcohol too. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, yo, you know the times that like that we've gone out, and you know, sometimes people see it as like, oh, that's not, but like, it's good for business because the more you get to know the people that you work with, the more comfortable you are with them, and the better work you get to do.
The easier it is to work for them. Because, you know, you kind of try to get a gauge of what kind of, what's the vision that they want and that the vision that you're trying to like implement.
And you realize like we're all human. Like, you know, like when you do things outside of work, especially when it involves alcohol, like you realize like, oh shit, wait. You go through shit too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
everybody's relatable somehow, some way.
Like a kumbaya moment, and then the next day you're in the office, you're like, "Yo, that's crazy." We was talking about that story the other day, and you know what I'm saying? So,
yo, like our vacation to DR. Look, exactly. And now we're working,
and now we're here.
Now we're here. Yo, man. So I kind of we're about to go take a quick little break.
Cool.
From that break, I want to see like, because you said you speak to you know, youngsters in high school.
Yeah.
And you know, and you put that bug in their ear too, because you said that people don't know about these jobs, that they could do this.
Exactly.
So like, I kind of want to implement that more, have that conversation.
All right,
and
cool.
like other dope shit that you got for us, bro.
Sounds good, bro.
You already know. Right back at the Let's Excel show, right after this.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? If you haven't subscribed to us yet, you're wildin'. If you're listening to us, streaming us, and you still haven't hit follow, you're bugging. Guys, we love you, we appreciate you. All that stuff you do for us, we fuck with you. Thank you, love, peace, let's excel.
Yo, guys, welcome back to the Let's Excel show. Again, I'm Excel Lopez. I'm here with my man Vic over here. Spitting knowledge, dropping dimes on the culture. He was like, "That's not how I feel." He said, "I'm a scorer. I don't drive that."
My A button's broken, bro.
It's called X on PlayStation. It is. Oh my god, that's funny as shit. Yo, man. So we left off on being able to like you saying, passing your knowledge on to the youth and whatnot. Yeah. What kind of conversations do you have when you go to like high schools or whatnot to like let them know about this?
Usually I have a conversation of like kind of like how we did here, like where I came from, how I got to be what I am now, like a copywriter, and then I sort of have the conversation of my creative like what a typical day for me looks like, and a lot of people are like intrigued by it, you know, like there's a lot of times, even I'm hanging out with my friends on a Sunday, right, for example, and they're like, "Yo, what time you work tomorrow?" And I look at my phone, and they're like confused, like, "Which, you don't know what time you work, bro?" Like, and I'm like, "Nah, because unless I have a meeting or unless like, you know, I gotta like I go by my calendar. Like if depending on your workload or how many projects you got at the same time, you might not have to wake up till 12, or you know the office hours aren't really they're really flexible in a lot of places. So it's like I'm gonna come in at 10:30, I'm gonna leave at 6. So you know that's type of the conversation, and then
basically told them whenever the fuck I feel like it. And people are like, what?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
No, but
I'm really
when specifically when I'm talking to high schoolers, one of the first things they talk about is money. That's the first question. Is that, yo, what's it? You make money? Like I'm like, trust me, it's good money.
He was like, we can't say this.
It's good money. Yeah,
I don't want to get shot.
But yeah, it's good money. Like you could, as a creative, be seeing 6 figures in your third year in the job if you're working in like a high volume city like New York or Miami. Or
Okay,
even,
dope.
Or even anywhere in Cali, most places. Like
So you let them know about the flexibility of the schedule, right? Because the flexibility, the pay, obviously, and then the comfortability.
And the comfortability with my day to day. Like I'd be like, yo, look, like how I'm dressed now is how I would go into work. I don't gotta like
fly.
tie. Yeah, exactly. Like,
Fly right now.
duh.
He was like, what are we talking about? I was like, it's pretty high class right now, sir. Like,
but yeah, so they excuse me. A lot of teenagers are attracted to that because you know, they want to keep being themselves. You know, like I said, like one of the things that we most fear is having to change whenever you go from a 9 to 5. So
yeah, just to keep being relatable and stuff. Exactly. That's what's up. That's good.
And expressive. I'd be like, yo, look, I mean, I don't have like a fuck you tattooed on my arm, but like
you should.
I could. But like, I don't have to hide my tattoos from anybody. Like,
sure.
You know, it's not like it's also 2023. It's not 1990. So
yeah, for real. Shit, people have tattoos on their faces and they be in the office and shit.
You know what I mean? So,
like, all right, whatever. I'm like, if you get me some good ass, I was like, shit, put that shit on your forehead. Fuck all that.
Good writer.
He said copywriter. That's funny as shit. Yo, man. So the whenever you do lock in, when they peg you, Vic, we need something. What's like the creative team? Like how's the discussions? How is that the discussion between you, X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, so me, I'm a writer, right? So like I said earlier, I never focus really about visuals. I mean, I do like a good writer, and when you get to the high levels, you have to do both. But when you first start out, you don't like words are your thing. Like people will come to you to ask you if how an idea is written is how it should be written. Like your job is to articulate things, and a lot of times, like conversations will go on, and you're expected to kind of like keep a log of it and make sure that it gets written down so that somebody else can see it. Somebody more important than you can see it.
Somebody goes gets a check.
Yeah, exactly. But typically, it's like we'll get briefed, and the client will say, you know, we want to attract people who are teenagers. In school and looking to make more money or save more money, right? Then you would go away with your art director and literally lock yourself in a room, like, and whatever inspires you, that's what you do. You listen to music, you watch TV, you go on YouTube,
dribble the
basketball, like seriously, and you know, you have a lot of ideas. Like usually, out of 20 ideas, maybe 5 get through. Like 1 out of 4. I could have just said that, but so that's another part of it too. Is like they say creatives are famous for saying like, don't fall in love with your baby because you might have to kill it. Like,
oh man,
it's crazy, but it's like if you're sitting in a room and you and your, like, for example, your art director's coming out with a lot of ideas, boom, 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 and then you have a good one. You kind of feel like you want to like protect it, and you're like, wait, no, this is a really good one. I want to really sell it in. You're kind of biased because it's your idea, right? So the art director might not see it that way, but you still want to present it. Then so when you present it to your higher ups, your creative directors or whatever, and then the ones that they think are good are the ones that get presented to the client. So again, you might have keynote slides of like 30, maybe 40 ideas, depending on how much they're at, like what they're asking for. If it's like a TV, usually it's like a TV, radio, and billboards, and maybe like digital banners. A lot of times also social media now, right? And you have to have an idea that somehow transforms into a TV, radio, digital banner, social, all while being under that structure. So like it's hard.
There's a lot going on, right?
Yeah, it's not easy work. Like you hear me talking about like, oh, I get to be comfortable, I get paid a lot, I get to travel, que el otro, but like at the end of the day, it's not like a easy thing. And
everything's work.
That's what they teach you in ad school for the most part. It's like I remember the first time I learned how like beer ads get shot. I was mind fucked.
Fuck it up. Let me hear it. I need to be.
Listen, they never like it's never actual cold beer. Like it's never. It just looks like it. Like,
what?
It's just like, and those
you motherfuckers.
They'll spray the glass with like something that looks like it's like cold and like glossy, right? They put sea salt into the beer so that it foams up. Yo, wild! Like you can never drink that. Yeah,
sexy.
Bro,
beer sexy.
So it's crazy, bro. I'm telling you, but there's a lot of tricks and things that they teach you in ad school. Like they teach you that. I had to learn Premiere Pro, just so like and
what's Premiere Pro? Like, it's for me because I don't know shit about it.
It's a software that editors use to edit videos. So when we're done here, our boy's gonna go into his computer, put in all the videos, chop out the pieces that we don't need, chop out the pieces you're gonna use for promotional, just to give like teasers and shit like that. And it's dope. Like you could mess with the audio, up and down, lighting, Photoshop it a lot. And all that. So they teach you all of that, like in ad school. At least the one that I went to. And so there's a reason it's expensive. But again, like back to the original idea is that like it's hard work. Like it's not easy. Like,
everything's hard work, man. I learned that too.
But yeah, you go back and forth. You shoot the shits with your art director. Usually you get like 2-3 days to come up with initial ideas. You present them to the creative directors. Then they give you feedback. You go back and like try to fix the ideas that are working, but like might need some noodling. And then you present to them again. Everything's a go. You present to account, which is another thing. Like you present all the time. That's why like you was like, yo, bro, you want to go talk on my podcast? I was like, yeah, sure. Bro, I'm so like used to speaking in front of people now. Like it's just not even like
it's second nature.
The amount of times that I presented in my life, bro, I like it's insane.
So you must have been that dude in school that was present. You were the talker while everybody else did the work.
In school,
right?
yeah, but in school I used to get more nervous. Like I just wasn't like. Well, obviously, with more practice, you get better at it, right? But now, bro, like you could put me in a room with the CEO, bro. I'm gonna shoot the shits, bro.
You don't talking shit, man. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they might like me more than they like account. So like a lot of times, like it's also you're always selling, never not selling. Like you're always selling, always selling. And that's one of the other things that I learned about the game too. Is like, your ideas are only as good as your ability to sell them.
For sure, it's kind of like how it is right now. Like for myself, when I come talking about this,
right.
People go, "Oh, so you got a podcast? What's it about?"
Exactly.
First thing they ask, and I go, platform for our people, where we strive to excel. They go, I like that shit.
Yeah,
I go, that we're trying to get it.
Right.
Like we're out here, we're in this hustle and bustle. As a whatever, either a minority or it doesn't have to be a minority or just a person that's just in whatever, that we in the same crossroads and we out here trying to get it.
Facts.
Hopefully you're trying to get it the right way, and whatnot. So with that being said, when you were talking about all the ads and all that stuff, what was the one that you're the most proud of that you went and you said, yo, that hit
so
fucking every talking point for
immediately? I know, and it mostly because it happened recently. It was
Damn, so you peaking right now?
Peaking
Yo,
right now,
you keep
bro.
peaking.
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
elevate.
it was for a credit union. And honestly, like, they might have got more than what they paid for. Cause like seriously, like the ad looks nothing like anything that like even big banks or anybody else is doing. But that's what makes me most proud of it is that it came out exactly. And thankfully we had a client that trusted us. That's one of the biggest things. Is like clients will shoot you down. Bro, like, and
they were like, "What hippity hop?"
One thing they try to do always is like mesh ideas. So they'd be like, "We like this part about the third idea, and then we like this part about the first idea. So like, is there any way that we could like blend it? Yo, that's that thing." Man, yo, there's nothing
I
more
can
that
see
irks
you was
me.
irked because your
bro,
fucking eyelashes going.
bro, there's nothing that irks me more than that, bro. But
what was the worst mesh then? And then we can get back to that. Go ahead, give me the worst mesh.
Bro, probably the worst mesh is that one idea was selling to one audience. And then the other idea was selling to their parents.
Oh,
and they was like, what if we could get both? It was like, there's two ideas for a reason.
Pick a struggle, motherfucker.
Yo, bro, it was horrible, man.
Oh, man, trauma. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the one I'm most proud of.
Yes.
Most proud of it because it came out exactly how we wanted it to. So me and the art director went. So essentially, it was a credit union. They wanted they call it Embark account. It's just like an account that teaches teens how to save and promotes financial literacy, basically, right?
Dope.
So we were like, how do we get teens that are now, like, not what the client thinks teens are, but like teens that look like that are teens now? How do we get them interested in this account and get their parents interested? So we were going for a 2-for-1, right?
So you did the blend.
We did the
without
having to force it.
Nah,
it was
be
baked
weird
into
about
the
it.
idea, bro. That's what, again, like, most proud of. So our creative directors were both musicians, right? My art director was vegan, and I have mad tattoos. Those are the three versions that this ad took place in, right? So like the first one was it was a girl. She was a black teen. She wanted her own drum set. The dad was like, if you pay for it, like kind of like thinking like
you ain't gonna buy your own shit.
And that's literally like the only words that were written in the script. And then you hear like a drum solo, and then you see the girl going to work, coming back, going to work, coming back. The parents on the couch, like, she's like, you could see the struggle. Like, she's like falling asleep doing her homework because she's like tired. And then at the end, she walks in with the drum set, and she had earbuds, yeah,
AirPods or something.
But no, just the noise canceling. And she just walks in, and the dad's at the table, and she just like flicks it to him, like, she's like, here, motherfucker.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I did that.
And then we see the super come up, which is like, it just covers the screen and gives a message, right? The second one was about a girl who wanted to cook for her family, which is the vegan one, my art director. And it was about her, again, she says something like, why do we have to kill another chicken for this like meal or whatever? And then the mom says something like, well, why don't you cook? Again, like kind of like baiting her into like, and she goes, oh, I watch this.
Take that challenge, right?
Yeah. She gets her own jobs, and she started like work. She's at a grocery store, whatever, picking out things, and then she makes a dinner for the family. The mom walks in, dad walks in. They're like, oh, like it was like, and then again, and then the tattoo one, it was about the girl asked her mom if she could get a tattoo. And no, I lied. They were walking past a lady that has like covered in tattoos. I'm talking about like everything. And the mom looks at the daughter and goes, "Don't even think about it. like don't. There's no way." And then the girl ends up getting her own job. We see memoirs of her and her grandma. So she got a tattoo because I got a tattoo with my dad, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
But
Same that way.
So that's what influenced it. And so the girl ended up getting a tattoo of her and her grandma when she was a little kid, and the mom, instead of when the daughter showed it to her, instead of being mad, she started crying. Like, she was like, it was like a joyful.
Yeah.
Mind you, the girl was like 17, 18 at that point. It was like legal. You know, she could obviously do what she wants. But that was. So the client bought all 3 ideas. They were like, you know what? Yeah, I want all 3. And so they paid for ads for the next 2 years instead of like just buying one, which is dope. And so we went and produced one of them already, which was the rock band one.
Nice.
And that one's out live.
Can we see it on YouTube as well or something?
You can.
Go ahead.
The link is down here.
Precious Steve, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that got added to your play. I'm sorry. He has too much.
I know.
Big God damn, he has too much.
But yeah,
me, you could come at me. I don't got shit going on.
But yeah, that's so again, that was one of my most proudest campaigns, just because it came out exactly how we envisioned it, and it came from us, like from our personal life stories, and the client bought it that same way, so it was dope. Like, but yeah, that's probably my proudest campaign.
Nah, that's dope as shit. Like,
it was dope too, cause like they have in Rhode Island, there's this organization that works with teens, who are like photographers and shit like that, to pay them. So for the social aspect of that campaign, we partnered with them and made the teens shoot their own ads, and now like the teens are all over the billboards. Like, it's wavy, bro. Like, it's one of the coolest shits. And then we paid for the radio one. We paid a teen, and the story was about how he does voiceovers for radio to make his own money, to then end up like buying his own like gaming computer or whatever. Like, it was all connected in one way or another. Like, so again, dope.
That paying it forward.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that. I'm sure like that's. I was gonna follow up with that. Like, what brings you that joy from all of that?
Facts,
like,
it's that. Yeah, it literally is that. And like, you know, showing like I said earlier, like just showing people that like you can do something that makes you express who you are and brings out the part about you that you love and get paid for it. Like, who wouldn't want to?
Right?
That's like a perfect job, bro. Like,
I'm sure, like you that shit's kind of mind blowing for you.
Yeah.
This, like, I'm happy for you.
Thank you,
because because then you could just keep on perpetuating that same kind of motion, because there's different types of people that you could hit on the next ad or the next venture.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's,
and there's also like negatives to it, where like sometimes they try to like pull you into things you morally don't agree with. For example, like there was a time I had a client that wanted me to work on Tabasco, like cigarettes.
Oh, tobacco.
Tobacco.
Yeah, like Tabasco. I was like, I hate that too. But I was like, that's morally wrong. I was like,
that's morally wrong.
I was like, hot sauce? Did I like hot sauce? I'm like, the way it leaves my body, that's definitely morally wrong. But tobacco, you know, go ahead, talk about
tobacco, I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing it, bro. I can't. And thankfully, I worked for someone at that time that understood. Like, you know, it just goes against who I am, my beliefs, and they were just, you know, they were cool with it.
Nah, that's dope. Cause cause there's always, like, you know, we always talk about the positive. We try to keep that shit like amplified for everybody else. But this shit ain't always sweet in here. You had that. Like, what ads didn't hit though when you came up with some shit?
Bro, I mean, I could think of like there was times when we had like government clients, and Rhode Island isn't a big place. So the agency I worked for had most of the government clients, like Department of Education, Department of Health. And I remember having to write ads for people who were substance abusing. So the way the state saw it was, we can't prevent it, so let's tell people where they can get help in case they do OD. And it was some stark shit, man. Like it was tough, but again, important job, and I had to do it in English and Spanish. So hopefully it helped save some lives. But yeah, that's, not every client is gonna be sweet, like you said. Like it's not gonna be a fun time or anything like that. A lot of times, but yeah, that's probably the negative. I think I was just saying earlier to Steve that one of the downsides to it is that if you're not like a city person, it might be tough to survive in advertising, just because like you have to live in a high volume city to be able to work. For example, Rhode Island right now, there's like 2 agencies in the state. So God forbid something was to go wrong where I work at, I would have to either move or start working freelance, like remote. Thankfully, COVID happened, but and now there's a lot of opportunities that are digital that don't require you to be there physically.
Move back to New York though.
Yeah,
I was like, that's all you said. I was like, yo, I filtered everything else out. Nah, but you saying that
it might be in the works.
That'd be a beautiful thing. I'm selfish with you.
Yeah. I want it to myself.
I was like, oh God, we could hoop together.
Yeah.
I was like, it needs to happen.
But that's one of the other things too, is as a creative, there's always recruiters, bro. Like they're always trying to poach you, and like always. I almost worked for the Minnesota Timberwolves one time.
Shit.
Like I was this close, bro. Like this, they reached out. They was like, "Yo, like, what's up? Like, how can you?" I was like, "What? Of course, I went to things for a lot because of the numbers." But like at the end of it, I was like, "Man, that would have been dope." Imagine me as a copywriter for the NBA, bro. Like in the NBA, bro. Like
that's the thing, bro. It's coming for you if you want it. Cause you out here fucking, you put in the you spark the youth for them. Bro, you spark the youth for them. Like they'll see you doing what you want,
bro.
And that's a beautiful thing. Anthony Edwards needs fucking the best promoter. He needs you. He needs you. You're him.
Yeah, exactly.
You're Hemi Butler.
Yeah, it's funny. You actually hit on something too, cause like a lot of advertising isn't only outward facing. Like as a copywriter, copy just means words. So I'm like a word writer.
Bars. That poetry, bars.
But it has to, like, anything that's ever written, even internal stuff has to come through me. Like I have to write it. So we were talking earlier, even like manifestos that are written that are in locker rooms of those people. You know what I'm saying?
Those things, like the messages and stuff.
Exactly. Those everything, anything that has to do with words goes through someone like me. So.
Nah, that's what's up. Like, do you ever look at any of those and you're like, damn, this phrase don't hit?
Of course.
Who got the wackest one? Do you know?
Of course. Nah, I don't know.
I was like, I need that. I need a laugh. I need a laugh about it. I was like, it gotta be the Rockets. It gotta be the Rockets. The motherfuckers suck. Don't burn it. Don't burn it. I'll say it for me. Wink if I'm right. Phillies.
Nah, but one of the most memorable ones I ever remember was Gatorade did one for when Derek Jeter retired.
Ah, shit.
Bro,
I'm a Met fan, but I respect Derek. I ain't gonna
brought
lie.
me to tears though. Like, you hear that shit? I was like, damn, that hit here, bro.
You were like, I remember when I was playing pelota. this hit.
Facts, bro. But yeah, man.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Yo, bro, I appreciate you wholeheartedly out here, bro. Thank you for coming out on short notice.
Nah, of course, bro. My pleasure.
Yo, thank you so much. Is there anything that you want to like part with so you could help the culture out? If anything,
Nah, I don't know. I guess the overall message, which has been this whole time, I think is just, like keep being yourself. Know that there's a place for you no matter what. Like there's people that were brought up and like came up, like grew up being passionate about holding a camera. There's a place for you, bro. Like there's a place for people who get annoyed when they hear like audio that's like muffled or like there's a place for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that like love slicing videos together and like they're so passionate about that like gives them joy. Like, there's a place for you, bro. Like, I guess the takeaway is like there's advertising is like a thing, and like more of us need to be in more of those rooms because I was saying to Steve earlier, like the world isn't 9 white guys and 1 black person or colored person. Like, it's not like that anymore. So we need to be the ones affecting the things that go out into the world and that are consumed by us, like our families. Like, our kids are gonna see this stuff. Like, our moms and dads are like, they're informed by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just go out there and make your mark. That's it. I think that's the message.
We need that because he's done his. Hopefully, I'm doing mine. I was like, because Steve doing his, because he's a splicer. He's a slicer. Because I'm not a slicer. I don't cut people. I don't cut people off. I still keep them close. Don't you spit that drink out?
Nah, he cuts videos.
He cuts videos. We don't do the real cutting. Yo, man, that was beautiful. That was fucking insightful as fuck. Like, we need that. Like, you're a perfect voice for that. Thank you so much.
It.
Yo,
it's an honor.
Absolutely, bro. You already know. Like, subscribe, comment, share. That 4th one people don't do. Share this dopeness because like people need this shit. Damn, I had some funny shit to say about this. Yo, and also we also have to talk to each other. Because this conversation brought that dope shit out.
Facts, it's true.
Yeah, man. Because, people, we got to talk to each other. If we don't talk to each other, we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, sometimes all you got to do is shut up and listen, bro.
Shut up and fucking listen. I listen to this motherfucking DR. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Everybody go to DR. That's one thing that's another takeaway. Go to DR. Love it out there.
Facts.
Exactly. You're welcome. Yo, thank you for watching the Let's Excel show. Peace. Let's Excel. Thank you so much. Wow.